I'm from Anambra State. I'm basically Newi. You now know that I have to talk about money. It's natural. It's not optional. Because if you were born or raised in a Newi, from the time you are 7, you will notice that the determinant of how the world runs is how much money you have. It is not an advice. Nobody will advise you. Nobody is going to tell you. You just see it. Because we have too many proverbs to tell you that money determines a lot for you in your life. It's my pleasure to be here today to talk about money as usual. I like talking about money. Hallelujah. And the reason is very simple. Talk up, talk down, talk left, talk right. It ends where? If you come home and your wife says, "Daddy, please, can we have 50,000 naira for soup?" You say, "Why can we make it 60 so that it will cover some high costs?" Are you not a good husband? So I personally did not know why some people allowed themselves to be deceived or derailed on this matter. Because personally, by the time, okay, I think I know why. And that is why I encourage everyone, whatever you do, please note that your environment contributes to 50% of who you are. Your environment determines 50% of who you are. Now, when we say environment, your environment comprises of one, where you live. That is your physical geographical location. Is a major contributory factor of your environment. The second is the people you interact with. These people constitute your environment. Before the era of the invasion of the virtual world via the telephone, the internet, over 70% that runs in Festac. And those entering the bus with you are those who live in Festac or come into Festac. As you go to work, for instance, you work, say, in Apapa. When you get there, you will meet those who work in Apapa. And you interact with them for the whole of the day. Going back, the same thing. You will never have contact, interaction with those who are in the VI because you work in Apapa. It is the people in that church you'll be talking to. Those are the people you know. And let me tell you why this is very important. The sum total of who you are, or everything about you, your way of talking, your business, your language, it is that important. Language, remember, a child that is a Nigerian but was born in somewhere in India and raised in India will naturally be speaking in Indian language. Am I right? Without struggle, because that's the environment where he was born. Naturally an Igbo man, but he'll be eating Indian language. In fact, he may not be able to speak Igbo, even though the DNA in him is that of an Igbo man. Are you getting the impact of environment? Now, a child who is from a very poor family in maybe anywhere in Africa, but was born and taken from birth by American parents, adopted and taken to America, automatically that child grows in such a supportive environment that will make her, the school nearby, the things that you consider luxury here is a basic amenity there. So the child will grow up with such environment. Going to school is like given, unless if he doesn't want to. Learning some skills is given. You just have to learn them. It's not that you have to work hard. Why? The environment where this child is raised, even though born to very poor African parents, come back home here. You see many children who were born by very poor parents, but because a rich man took them to live with him when they were born, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the rich man took them. The child grows in the rich man's house and begins to behave like the child of a rich man and begins to think, act like the child of a rich man, though his parents are so poor. So I don't know how else to present to us the impact of environment on who you are. So I wanted to talk about why I grew up thinking money. Why? I grew up, well, sometimes I like to say it, sometimes I don't. I'm from Anambra State. I'm basically Newi. Okay, so I don't need to say much again about my money talk, Abi. You now know that I have to talk about money. It's natural. It's not optional. Unless if that person was not raised in a Newi. Because if you were born or raised in a Newi, from the time you are 7, you will notice that the determinant of how the world runs is how much money you have. Pastor, God bless you. It is not an advice. Nobody will advise you. Nobody is going to tell you. You just see it. Because we have too many proverbs to tell you that money determines a lot for you in your life. So, growing up, I already saw it. In fact, there is one, I'll say one of them here. And what is it? That if a younger child makes money, much more than the adult one. That adult will run around and get tired. They say, now what happened? Okay, it is not optional because he lives in Lagos. You are in the village doing Okada. Before he comes home, he will call you to go and clean his house, and he will arrange for the cleaning. He is coming to the park. He will call you, so he will be sending you on errand, and you will happily go because he takes care of your children's school fees. So I grew up seeing that I should not play with the matter of money. But what happened to me was that I also noticed that two groups of people are often respected in society: those who went to school, whether they have a lot of money or not. Because in my place, in those days, going to school was not common. You don't just come up and say you want to go to school. To go and do what? To go and do what? To go and sit down and somebody will be talking. After you start carrying file and be moving around, you're looking for work. For what? When there is some there is O2 on it. And what do you want to go to school? It's a kind of waste of your time. And after all that year, you will come and be putting your trousers on the stomach and be speaking grammar. When we gather in family meeting, after every talk, you say, hey, that's right, it's all right. I agree with you, it's all right. Can that grammar pave our road? Can the grammar put the borehole we're looking for? We need money, my friend. Stop the grammar. So we look at it and say, well, the only thing it helps you do is you feed your children and run. But in here, we are not just interested in feeding our children. We need to build a good house. We need to make this our place good. And then we need to answer other communities. It's not when they call, you don't, when they say, When we gather in the Committee of Nations, you don't intimidate anybody from nowhere. We find a reason. What is making him so bold? They now have another adage, that cash makes the mind what? If you are driving and you have like 50,000 naira in your pocket and police stops you and says, why did you take one way? You don't begin to panic and say, what is that? Bata 5,000, 10,000. But if you don't have, I'm not saying crime is right, I'm not justifying crime, but I'm saying that when you are confronted with a challenge and you have money, you don't panic, am I right? So our people, we didn't grow up just thinking about surviving, merely paying bills. No. As a young boy born in a Navy, your mindset is you should make money. People say, that's what you have in mind growing up. Because of what? Now, did you see why I started talking about environment? Now, there are four areas. As a man, 4 areas you must always note how they work. Number 1 is your spiritual life, your spirituality as a person. Your relationship with God, your Christian life, your character, quality of living. 1. Second is the issue of money. How much money you have or you are going to have. How you and money relate, your financial status. Number 3 is